Kindred Spirits, Abundance by Alan's Album Archives, read by the author, in a full cast recording with lots of aliens. Copyright Spare Room Studios 2023, first published as the Intergalactic Dating Guide to True Love, as seen on the hit Intergalactic Hologram ID app tie-in. Love comes in many colours, sizes, sexes and species, first published 2482. This book has been edited by Nova Love and Buster Belobrat and features reminiscences that are copyright all 12 respective individuals included herein. All work copyright Alan's Album Archives and individual species, so no naughty copying without permission. This is a work of fiction. Maybe, though who knows. Names, characters, places and incidents either are products of the author's fevered imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events, locales or persons living or dead is entirely coincidental, as well as being exceedingly unlikely. Although we've all dated a Belobrat at some point in our lives, right? Even if they only had one head. As for the TV shows included, these are future variations that bear only slight resemblance to current shows, honest, and is no way intended as an official version of either. Although if someone invents a time machine and finds out that the shows really do look like this in the 25th century, then in a twist we are claiming the copyright for them right now. If you are affected by any events in this book, then please don't worry. They won't happen for more than 400 years, and our hotline won't be set up till then anyway, although we will be taking orders for emotional support Glabdahardit soon. Please note that, even though this is the 5th book in a series about 12 species of alien who have discovered each other and learned to live alongside each other, you don't need to have read any of the others to understand it. Mostly. This book is not a perfect guide to romance, and we do not take any responsibility for anyone copying any of the events in this book which might result in death, mistreatment, being uploaded into Mechion databases through international riots, having rogue robot replicas made of you, or cosmic storms. No aliens were physically harmed during the making of this book, although a few did get their hearts broken. It was spring on Earth, but thanks to the lingering effects of global warming, slowed by Mechion technology but not completely stopped, it weirdly felt like a combination of summer, autumn, winter, Doomsmas and Midhaven all at once. I was working hard at my job in my office at Intergalactic Dating, the home of the universe's first ever truly universal dating app. We use the best Mechion algorithms and help you with Orbian Rosian forcefulness, Algebraic innocence, Belobrat confidence, Camelosian paperwork, Sandersproth friendliness, Dewsbury cooking tips, Glabdahardit cuteness, Habitat relaxation, the growth decision making, Eurasian art philosophy, and just the right dash of added human something you need to ensure that your next romance is totally out of this world. When a tree is seen, a three-headed limo, pulled up outside and parked carelessly across 18 different parking bays. A Belobrat with 3 heads, each of them wearing designer sunglasses and chomping on big cigars, got out and sashayed up the ramp to our offices. Even though I'd been expecting this stranger and had warned all my staff beforehand about his arrival, his sudden appearance still turned many of their heads with his entrance, whatever the number of heads my employees happened to have. I rushed downstairs to catch him before he could do any harm.
"Hey human ladies, looking good,"
the figure said to our receptionists, who for the most part weren't human. All ladies. Buster flashed the crowd 3 increasingly insincere smiles through 3 artificial sets of teeth set above 3 differently coloured and clashing fake tans. He was quite unlike our normal customers. They tended to be shy, apprehensive, maybe even a little embarrassed at calling on us to sort out their love lives, perhaps glancing over their shoulders or stammering as they gave their name to reception. There were many times in the past I'd had to help a fainted, nervous Dewsbury giant that had collapsed in our hallway and had to be picked up by a crane, or a squeaking Glabdahardit who'd run in and sat under a table and had to be coaxed out with vegetables, or a rogue Habitat that had been so worried about their appointment they had fallen asleep in the shuttle park outside and crashed into a wall. It happened so often we got the wall specially padded. Nerves I was used to, even confidence occasionally, but not this level of arrogance. But then we didn't tend to get many Belobrat customers who, as a rule, consider their own planetary dating system the best in the universe. Locking me in the eyes, and realising that I must be someone particularly important, Buster put on the sort of three-faced smile common to politicians, used car salesmen, and lions stalking their prey. For a while I was unable to take my eyes off those rows of teeth, over light brown, muddy brown and orange shades that ended clumsily at each of his necks. Finally, though, I managed to speak. "Buster, I presume. You made it to Earth," I said, approaching the stranger and shaking him by all three hands. "I'm the boss of ID. Glad to meet you." Our Belobrat visitor responded by getting out a series of flashcards.
Hey,
He said,
are you a black hole? Because I can feel you sucking the life out of me. No, wait, wrong card. Hey, baby, your teeth are like stars. They come out at night. No, not that one either. Are you a white dwarf eye? Because you look short and really dense. No, definitely not that one.
Buster looked up and grinned again.
Got it now. Hey, babe, did you turn off my anti-gravity device? Because you've turned my world upside down.
He paused, waiting for applause that didn't come.
No luck, huh?
He said, visibly hurt.
That was one of my best ones. If you like my asteroid belt, you should have put a ring on it. What? That one doesn't even make sense. Who wrote these cards for me? I want them fired. Here you go. You give off more body heat than an irradiated sunburst. No, wait, that's for the Dewsbury Giants. The asterisk says it's probably best not to use it on humans. Hey, lady, do you keep your tail in your pocket, or are you pleased to see me? No, wait, that's for algebraphs. Or men. This is it. Hey, doll, you are my favourite celestial body in the known universe.
I couldn't handle this much longer. I didn't have the time for a start. People had been coming all morning. TV producers, film producers, news reporters, politicians, all of them wanted to be seen with me on the 100th anniversary of Intergalactic Dating's opening. Even though Buster, as the producer of the Intergalactic hit TV show Love Planet, was potentially our company's biggest client, I didn't have the patience to listen to any more of his bad chat-up lines, especially when our biggest motto at ID was to be yourself. I could control my anger no longer. "I'm sorry," I said. "Could we speed this up? I'm really terribly busy." The Belobrat leaned in and I could smell the three contrasting bottles of cologne from his necks that really didn't mix well.
Yeah, sure now. But what time do you get off work, Earthling? Want to go into orbit round the sun with me later? We could join the 30,000 light-year mile high club.
Buster leaned in.
You smell pretty good. This must be the soap all the Earth girls are wearing. I'm crazy for it. You know your body would look great in orbit around mine. If you tidied yourself up a bit and didn't look so awfully human.
I slapped his nearest head as hard as I could and watched as the shock and then hurt ran along his three faces.
What did you do that for?
He asked.
This is how Belobrats have been chatting people up for centuries.
Well, I said, look around you. You're not on Helisphere amongst the other Belobrats now. And look, it's 2482. That sort of thing doesn't work anymore. On any life form, especially humans, since you ask. Studies have proved it. And I've spent my life studying those studies as part of my job. There's nothing I don't know about personal relationships, of any species. The stranger went on to open his mouth, but I interrupted. And don't try to bell-explain to me either. I run the world's first and foremost intergalactic dating service. I've been doing this my whole life.
Well, that can't have been for very long, sweetheart,
he said.
You must be, what, a mere 200 years old?
I slapped him again.
150?
I reached out with my arm for a third strike.
Wait, you've been open a century. Don't tell me you were a baby when you started.
He saw my hand hovering.
Oh wait, yes, I'm on Earth, aren't I? I forgot. You don't live as long or take as long to revolve around the sun, so you're what, 80?
I stared him down.
70? 60? 55?
I'm 27, I exploded. Only first rule of dating on any planet, never ask an alien their age on first meeting. Of course I wasn't here when intergalactic dating started. Not that it matters. Age isn't a factor in true love, as you'd know if you'd done any research into my company. I peered at him. I take it you have done research into my company?
Ah, yes, said the
Belobrat, rubbing his middle chin.
That's what I wanted to see you about. My card.
He handed over a holographic image which tap danced onto my desk and blew me a kiss. It turned out to be a See Me CV, one that listed all the TV productions Buster had worked on down the years, all of them for a production company run by his daddy, I noticed, and all his attributes listed in alphabetical order. His biggest strength, he claimed, was charm.
And you must be Nova,
he added. I nodded, uncommitted.
I've come to make you a star,
he continued. What if I don't want to be a star, I asked.
Oh, come off it,
Buster scoffed, pushing a button so all three bow ties twinkled into life at once.
Everyone wants to be a star. I could turn the whole world into a star.
We can't all be stars. Someone has to stay back on the planet and make the stars twinkle, I said. And I've got important work to do on this one for our anniversary, so if you don't mind, one of our staff can see you, and you can book an appointment to come back later.
All right,
said Buster, his shoulders slumping.
I'll level with you, human. I'm an associate producer on the TV show Love Planet, and our ratings have been falling lately, and we really don't know why, but a lot of our viewers say our programmes are getting repetitious, artificial. You're in charge of the most popular dating company the universe has ever seen, and, well, I'd rather like to know how you do it. We've tried everything we can think of to show true love,
he continued, without letting me get a word in edgeways.
We've had contestants compete with each other for a Belobrat megastar's affections, who wasn't legally obliged to date any of them. We follow them around with TV cameras as they go out partying and everything they accidentally said when they got drunk. Then we've betrayed their trust by secretly following contestants around with film cameras the next morning and surprised them by bringing their parents, grandparents and local priests along to tut about their actions while they suffer from hangovers. We follow them during the spin-off series where they vow to become a monk, librarian or hermit, and then we throw in some aliens in bikinis to test for celibacy. We shipped our contestants out to an island in skimpy outfits and voted the most irritating ones off one by one until only the blandest ones were left. We sent species back in time in bikinis and speedos to see how they date in the Middle Ages. That was a ratings winner, but not many of them lived to come back for a second series. We've had a programme where contestants got married to a stranger they'd never met and only briefly talked to, which seems like the perfect way to start the most important event of your life to me. We've had our contestants sit intelligent tests before they come on, so nobody bright got on, of course, and none of them could actually hold a conversation on camera. We had 90 light-year fiancé, about strangers from different planets who had never met before they got engaged, and then we turned the Mechelon Universal Translator circuits off, so nobody could understand a word their partners were saying. Only none of those couples lasted the course. Then there's the Beauty and the Freak, where we paired brainy Mauritian art philosophers up with Belobrat swimwear models. Then there's Snog, Marry, Vervoid, where you get to choose which prospective partner you get to date, marry or feed to a carnivorous space plant. Only the audience voted unanimously to feed the plant, so we ran out of participants by episode 3 of a 40-part series. We've even stuck aliens in a box naked and forced contestants to date people from just their body parts. Bit of a duff series that was, given how many different sizes and shapes aliens come in, and the fact the Dewsbury Giant wouldn't fit in the box. Our demographic were put off by all the grab-to-herd-it fur in places it shouldn't be, and the grumps dangly bits, by which I mean their antlers, obviously. We've done every possible format, big Belobrat bother, booze cruise with gnu's and emus, the only way is Essex, funny how every planet has an Essex, and how they all involve some sort of bad spray tan. Naked and Afraid, where contestants are abandoned on a jungle planet without any clothes. Actually, that last one started off as a mistake due to sudden budget cuts and a detour with a shuttle that fell into a wormhole when it was carrying everyone's luggage, but we didn't tell any of the contestants that. Still, in 10 years of our programmes, none of our gimmicks have led to true authentic love for any of our aliens, and I don't understand why. To be honest, the public have got a bit fed up of it all and are switching off in droves. Our demographics have shown that the best thing to have as our next series would be to follow a pair of lovers through the ups and downs of their relationship, a real actual relationship that every viewer can relate to, full of obstacles and romance. But which species and which couple do we choose? All our couples seem to fall apart or cheat on each other, even when we put the ones with the brownest spray tans and the biggest abs together. I just don't understand it. Oh, and while we're at it, we also need to sum up what love is within a pithy sentence for our advertising. In short, we need your help. I need your help.
Buster finished his breathless spiel and looked up at me with 3 pairs of pathetic puppy dog eyes.
We'll pay you, naturally. I know you're a charity that relies on funding to keep your subscription costs low, and things haven't been the same since the last intergalactic recession. And I know how hard things have been for you too. You do good work here, Nova. I want to come back in 100 years' time to celebrate your next anniversary. You give all the simpletons hope.
Well, that last part was a surprise. Could it be true? Authenticity and vulnerability from a Belobrat? Or was it just another ruse? The sad fact was, despite our 100th anniversary, I wasn't sure if the ID was going to reach the 2nd century, and we badly needed the money the Belobrat was offering. We were indeed about the only company on Earth that didn't rely on corporate sponsorship or charities to survive, and the intergalactic lottery funding we relied on was, well, a lottery. This business meant a lot to me. I could recite every couple we matched on the database by heart and felt responsible for each and every one of them, as well as all the perfect partnerships who were still on our books and hadn't been lucky enough to find each other yet. Somehow all that seemed more important than my scruples. After all, surely it wouldn't take that many hours. Belobrats had notoriously short attention spans, and I supposed I could grit my teeth for a few meetings with rich Belobrats if it meant the ID survived. Was I really considering doing this, though? Would this two-faced, free-headed Belobrat even learn the lessons I was trying to teach him? "How old are you?" I asked. Buster flashed a smile with 3 sets of teeth.
Old enough to mingle with the singles, baby.
I sighed. "No, really. I mean, you're quite young. Have you ever actually been in love?"
Of course.
He flashed that oily smile again. "All right," I said, folding my arms. "Tell me about her." "Him? It?" Buster looked confused.
Being in love with yourself counts, right?
"No," I exploded, "it does not. Do you seriously mean to say that the manufacturers of the biggest program about love in the known universe have sent along someone who hasn't actually experienced love?"
Not in that sense, no,
admitted Buster.
Although I love the idea of love, so I'm halfway there. Please,
He said again, clutching at my hand.
I really need your help. No expenses spared, and I'll listen really hard to every lesson you have to pass on to me. Promise.
"I'm not sure," I said honestly. "Love isn't something that can be summed up in a sentence by any of the 12 species in the known universe, and love hits subtly different for all of them,"
That's exactly what we don't understand.
Buster said.
We've been doing things the Belobrat way for so long, nobody seems to know how people go about love on other planets. On our world, a few sleazy chattered lines is enough to find you a mate for life.
He looked into my eyes.
Please.
He said, lowering 3 pairs of sunglasses simultaneously.
I want to get this right. Not just for my job, or to save our company, but to genuinely help all the people out there who come onto our shows desperately seeking love and don't know where to find it. You have a proven track record of pairing couples together. We have an audience who want to see that true love can be possible, even if it's dwindling. Apart, the future looks bleak for both of us, but together we can thrive and have a great relationship together. Love is worth the risk.
"All right," I said, making my mind up after a moment's thought. "My office. I'm not sure exactly how I can help, but you seem as if your hearts are in the right place, and we sure need a boost of something from somewhere. A few ground rules though. No chatting up me or my staff. No looking for examples in our archives, except the ones I give you, who I can vouch all sign the disclaimer form when they got together and reach back to contact us. You see, we encourage all our customers who meet up to record the service using the Universal, so that they can remember and cherish their first union in centuries to come, and if they wish to, pass it on to us for training. And please understand that the most important thing about what I am going to show you is that there isn't just one idea of how love fits all. It hits differently for every couple, every species, every gender, every age, every sexuality. The stories I am going to show you only scratch the surface of what love is, and you will have to find your own contestants to put on screen. Still, I can help you with research, I think. I've learnt a lot doing this job, and I see it as my duty to pass on what I've learnt from some of our successful case studies, who really did find true love, so you can see for yourself that love comes in all shapes and sizes and species. Maybe then you'll have a better idea of what to do for your next series. Buster flashed 3 sets of teeth at me again, but in a more genuinely grin this time.
I'll listen,
He said.
Promise.
"One thing to remember," I said. "Love can start at any time, but true love runs across all seasons. I can show you a bit of all of them, but none of them will tell you everything you need to know in one go." Accepting my advice, Buster walked ahead of me into my office through the back stairs, and then settled himself into my chair and put his feet up on my desk. Unceremoniously kicking him out, I went over to the nearest filing cabinet and flipped through some case files. There should be more than enough examples here. There is truly an abundance of love in the universe after all. "Ah, yes," I said. "This one is a good example of what to show you. It's the sort of thing that happens a lot in my experience. A couple who on paper have absolutely nothing in common, but who found genuinely true love against all the odds, even if they had to lie a bit to find it." Buster's ears picked up at that.
Lying is good,
He said.
How else do you find true love, except lie?
I sighed, punching the holo card I had just taken out of the cabinet and loading it into my hologram projector. No, lying is usually the wrong thing to do, but in this case it kind of worked. These two are happily married now, sort of, and are still really happy,
Oh, good.
said Buster, settling down and helping himself simultaneously to 3 of my earth biscuits, the nice Abernathy ones with the added crunch.
What species are they?
A human and an argybrav,
That's an odd combination.
Buster said. For once I agreed with him. We don't sign up argybravs to our service as a rule. It's part of our policy against having pets who can't always think for themselves in our database. But some of them are becoming really sentient these days, and this one was so lonely he just wouldn't take no for an answer. He was searching to find out what true love was too,
I like 'em already.
said Buster, using my pen as a toothpick.
Play.
OK, I said, pressing the button, as the hologram machine whirred into life, and an argybrav, a sort of cross between a dog and an anteater, burst onto the screen.